A former Bothell City Council member put in handcuffs Tuesday. James McNeil is now accused of second-degree murder.
A city councilman faces murder charges in Washington after police accused him of killing his much younger girlfriend.
So this councilman leaves his wife and kids, goes to a strip club, falls in love with the stripper. I'm in love with a stripper. So now the councilman is funding a lifestyle, and when she wakes up and says, hey, I'm a 20-year-old exotic dancer, what the hell am I doing with a 58-year-old divorcee with 3 kids? She decides to go, and the councilman decides that she cannot live anymore. Let's talk about it. This is 58-year-old Gregory McNeil of the great state of Washington. He served on the city council for the town of Bothell for about 8 years.
What a great community Bothell has.
McNeil served 2 terms as a Bothell City Council member and lost his re-election bid last year.
Now, before getting elected to city council, he worked in the construction industry for about 28 years. He was separated from his wife and 3 children soon after losing re-election. Now, he meets Lilia Garazi. Allegedly, she was a stripper at a Seattle strip club, and that's where McNeil met her.
Well, Preston, Mary, I've been following this case for several days now. It's just heartbreaking. Friends and coworkers of Lilias, they described her as a kind heart and someone who loved animals. We now know that she was a dancer at an adult nightclub here in Seattle called Kitten's Cabaret. One of Lily's co-workers, who is also a dancer at this nightclub, told Como News over social media she was a really sweet person, kind-hearted and no bad energy. The employee, who we are keeping anonymous, writes, coming across creepy predators in the dance community is unfortunate, but it can happen to any innocent person no matter their hustle. Unfortunately, is one of her regulars from the club, and all I know is they met up and were arguing.
According to police, as well as what friends and family have told local media outlets, Lilia met McNeil when she was working at a Seattle strip club.
Now, Councilman James McNeil started flossing on his honey, buying her expensive things, funding her lifestyle, doing everything an older man would do to impress a younger woman.
Soon after meeting, prosecutors say Garazi quit her job as a stripper, and McNeil then started giving her $10,000 a month. Despite this, her parents described their relationship as constantly on-off.
But Lily's neighbor said James started acting funny, almost like he was obsessed with Lily.
Like a white pickup truck, and he would sort of hang around, sometimes just inside the truck for hours.
I spoke to a neighbor who called Lily a friend.
We've been texting as recently as like the Sunday. Mentioned when she first moved here, she moved here to get away from a stalker. And yeah, it was so sad because she was like, things are really great with me.
Neighbors tell us the young woman worked at a nightclub, and they've seen McNeil show up before.
Now, our story takes a very strange turn because on April 30th, James McNeil's lawyer called 911.
This caller is not providing a lot of information.
This is part of the strange 911 call that came in to dispatch from former council member James McNeil's attorney.
He is an attorney and was notified to represent a male that lives inside the home.
When Jan Olson made that call, he said he was sitting in a car outside Lilia Garazi's home while his client McNeil was inside with her body.
He believes that a homicide had taken place, but would not elaborate further on that.
A summary of the 911 transcripts reported Olson saying, I am reporting what is likely a homicide. I represent someone inside the residence and am making the call. I have not gone inside. I believe it based upon what I have heard.
So the cops pull up, ask what's going on. The attorney then gets McNeil to come out the house, and he's arrested on the spot.
When officers arrived, Olson called McNeil, who came out and was arrested. Police reported both fresh and dried blood on his clothing and lacerations to his wrists, believed to be self-inflicted.
So then the police went inside Lily's apartment, and this is what they saw.
Inside, a 20-year-old woman was found dead. Investigators believe she was likely strangled and had been dead for a day.
Now, after police found Lily's body, they found notes about what Lily thought about the relationship at that time.
Police searched Garazi's home, where they say they found several to-do lists reminding her not to have contact with McNeil. Do not interact with James today, read one of them. And another, Garazi allegedly wrote, make sure you do not forget how you felt. The anger, hurt, neglect from James, demanding sex, demanding access to everything.
Now, the local ABC affiliate did some digging and found McNeil's criminal history.
And I also did some research into his criminal history. McNeil has some past charges, including eluding police, reckless driving, and assault. His bail hearing is supposed to happen tomorrow. Prosecutors say they want charges to be filed by Friday.
Now, Lily's friend spoke out about the incident. Now, this was because she was being portrayed in the media as a stripper, and it made it seem like her life was less important.
Just hours away from the first court appearance for a former Bothell City Council member charged with murder.
And tonight, a vigil is planned for the 20-year-old Seattle woman he's accused of killing.
Lilia Garazi here on South Orchard Street, where she lived, and also where police say that James McNeil killed her, is where this vigil will be held tonight at 7:30. It will be open to the public. Her friends say anyone is welcome to come and show their support for her and for her family.
So now Lily's parents stated that Lily had actually broken up with McNeil 3 days before her body was found.
New court documents I obtained answer that question more clearly. Guy Voronsky's parents say the young daughter met McNeil, a man more than twice her age, in a strip club. They say McNeil dazzled their daughter with dates, parties, and fancy clothes, and even started paying her bills. But the charging documents say McNeil was controlling and emotionally unstable. Guy Voronsky's parents say their daughter broke things off with McNeil on April 27th, which creates a tragic timeline. Police also believe on this same day, McNeil, a 6'2", 300-plus pound man, strangled the 5'4", 120-pound woman in her own home.
So after his arrest, police charged McNeil with murder. Here is the prosecutor explaining it.
Police think McNeil strangled Guy Voronsky, then let her body sit for nearly 24 hours in her own home. Wednesday, prosecutors argued probable cause for murder.
One count of murder in the second degree based on the felony murder theory of assault in the second degree, specifically strangulation.
James' defense attorney argued against that finding.
There is no indication that this actually was a homicide. The cause of death is still pending further investigation.
The judge determined the case will move forward.
I do find probable cause at this time for one count of murder in the second degree.
So for the councilman's bail was set at $3 million, and on top of that, he is facing a life sentence. Now this story is intriguing for a couple of reasons. Number one, the news media keeps saying he's twice her age. He's actually closer to 3 times her age. She's 20, he's 58, almost 60. 20 times 3 is 60. Another thing we have to acknowledge is the fact that he's funding her lifestyle, giving her $10,000 a month, paying all her bills. Who does that? It seems to me that he wanted Lily to be his trophy wife. And I think the disaster happened because he probably thought that she owed him. I'm paying your bills, I'm funding your lifestyle, you owe me this. And when she said no, he went crazy. And I believe he thought he owned her. He had paid for it. And the wild part about it is that even though he was spending all this money, the thing that she wanted was the emotional connection.
And another, Gavronsky allegedly wrote, "Make sure you do not forget how you felt. The anger, hurt, neglect from James, demanding sex, demanding access to everything."
Yeah, in those notes, she's not complaining about the money. She's complaining about the emotional connection. Now, there's a flip side to this coin because there are some people who believe that she was a gold digger. And being a gold digger comes with risk, and these are some of the risks. You'd have someone who's too controlling, too angry. But I think, to be fair, at the end of the day, no matter if you think she's a gold digger or no matter if you think she's an honest soul, this definitely shouldn't have happened to her. And that man is a monster. And personally, I hope he spends the rest of his life in jail. Now, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do like great YouTube stuff. My name is Nate the Lawyer, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.